Hi, I'm here to show you the trick that I've learned over 20 years of making turkeys to have both terrific breast meat and thigh meat. And this is for Callie and all my friends in Cook Club. When you ask someone if they like turkey, and the answer of course is yes, and they either like the breast meat or the dark meat, so they like the white or light meat, or the light or the dark meat. And the reason is because there are lots of different methods out there for cooking turkeys. You can either cook them low and slow, you cook them in bags, you cook them upside down, you put them in a super hot oven and turn it off and leave it for 12 hours. All sorts of methods out there. But all of those methods are geared towards either making a great turkey with really great breast meat or a turkey with really great dark meat. So what we want to do is combine those so that when you make your turkey, it's the best of both worlds and people will love the entire bird. So the question, or the problem actually, is that the dark meat cooks much more slowly than the breast meat. There's more connective tissue and it just is slower to cook. The breast meat cooks much more quickly and is done at a lower temperature. So how do you do that? It's almost like cooking a pot roast with a steak at the same time. The answer honestly is that you don't cook them at the same time. You can cook them at the same temperature, but it's important to separate those two parts of the bird and cook them separately so you can manipulate the time period and get the best of both worlds with your turkey. So what we're going to do, we start with this turkey. I did brine this. There are plenty of recipes for brines online. I think that really does get the salty, some salt and some flavor into the bird, and that really helps things. So definitely brine your bird. I did mine overnight. And now I've just removed all of the neck and the giblets, all of the plastic thermometers and the little holders and everything. So I've got my bird. I tucked the wings under. And what I want to do now is basically remove the entire, you can see the entire thigh and leg area here. And I'm just going to take my knife and cut in. And this goes pretty easily. Make sure that you use a very sharp knife. And we're just going to cut right to the very backbone. And we're going to do that on both sides of the turkey. Now when you get to that back, this is going to be the tough part because that's going to be really, really difficult. And I don't care what great chef's knife you have, there's really only one easy way to do this. So I'm going to turn the bird over and get a big pair of pruning shears. And I know these may look a little bit scary, but trust me, these are the best tools for this job. I did wash these really well with antibacterial soap, so they're nice and clean. And I want to get to the point here where I can feel the backbone. And now you've got to be a real man about this. There you go. Go in and just cut through that backbone. Now you can use your knife and you can see there's just a couple of pieces that were left. So now I have my bird in two completely separate parts. I'm going to go ahead and truss these up again so when I put the bird back together, when it's cooked, when it's completely cooked, you really won't notice that they were cooked at separate times. So let me grab some kitchen twine here. One of the key and really essential pieces of equipment that you're going to need, and this is if you're cooking a great Thanksgiving bird or really anything. I use the same method actually when I roast chicken, but you are going to need a good thermometer. One of the things to remember about the breast meat, and whenever you take the temperature of something, this is mine, use one that you can leave in the oven, so this goes in the bird in the oven. This sits on my counter. I can set it so when it's the right temperature, it notifies me. When you're taking the temperature of the breast, go to the very thickest part and insert the thermometer. Or the thigh, the same thing. You want to go to the very thickest part to get the correct reading. What I have found is that for the bottom part of the turkey, so for our dark meat, it's going to be perfectly cooked at about 185 degrees. These joints are going to be completely loose. The breast, however, is completely cooked at about 160 degrees. I pull mine out at 158 degrees. So it does have to be thoroughly cooked. Don't go under that. But as soon as that breast hits 160, it's done perfectly. Pull it out, let it sit a minimum of 20 minutes. The thigh meat, again, is going to be done at about 185, which means that the thigh meat, for me, is going to cook, depending on your size of turkey, anywhere from an hour to an hour and a half longer than the breast meat. So that's the real key. That's the secret there. You grab your roasting pan. This part goes in, like I say, an hour to an hour and a half before the breast. And this way you can still stuff your breast with all the aromatics that you want. And from here on out, you can kind of use whatever method you like over the years. You can roast it at whatever temperature. I do mine upside down. I do start my breast upside down, and then just for the last part of the cooking, turn it over so that the skin gets nice and crispy brown. Season the bird very well, liberally with salt and pepper. Of course, a nice herb butter on the skin will make it nice and crispy as well. So again, disassemble your bird, take it apart, cook it different lengths of time, and hopefully you'll have a great Thanksgiving bird, and happy Thanksgiving.